Hello, beautiful people. Shayna here. Today I want to talk about emotions. Emotions are the language of the body, where thoughts are the language of the mind. So let's jump into it a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Shayna. This is Shayna Keen Wellness, where we talk about mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. I'm glad you're here.
Beautiful people. Oh, did it just start? So when it comes to emotions, emotions are signals that are produced in the physical body. So, this is why they're called feelings, because we feel them in our body. And a lot of people avoid feeling just in general. And so they use techniques like distracting themselves, looking at their phone, playing games, watching TV, getting busy doing something, anything they can to distract themselves from feeling something. And then just plain old soothing. So alcohol, food, sweets, whatever it might be, just to soothe whatever we might be feeling. So anytime we start to feel something coming up, we're like, ooh, I don't think that's going to be safe. I don't like that. And so then we find something, cigarette, a donut, some chips, like whatever it might be, to soothe ourselves so we don't feel whatever that is. A lot of people are actually afraid to feel. And I believe this comes from childhood. Before our nervous systems are fully developed, it can be really overwhelming when we feel big emotions and we don't know what to do with them. Oftentimes our caregivers or our parents don't teach us how to handle emotions at all. They don't teach us about emotional intelligence at all. And so we just don't know how to deal with it. We don't know if it's okay, if it's normal, if it's bad. We don't really understand these chemical signals and sensations in our body. And our body is where all of our senses are. Our taste, our touch, our smell, our sight is all in the body. So it's really important to listen to the body and these signals it gives us, because it's pulling an input from all of our senses and our environment all around us. So when we're able to listen to these signals, these feelings in our bodies, these emotions that we, give labels to, it gives us really important information, more so than our thoughts. Our thoughts tend to lie to us. That's the ego's domain up there. And so it is making scenarios up. It likes to instigate. It likes to what if, and get you going. So if you can learn to bypass the mind and just tune into the body, that's really where the wisdom is. Emotions are energy in motion. So it's meant to just flow. It's supposed to be in motion, but if you're not allowing it to fully express itself, then the energy gets trapped in the body until it's able to be released at some point. So if you're not allowing these emotions to be expressed, then they just the energy of it just starts to get stuck in the body. And this can manifest in a lot of physical ailments and physical issues. You could have digestive issues, you could have ulcers, all kinds of things can come up from not expressing the energy of the emotions. And a lot of times if we don't express them, if we keep repressing and holding it down and stuffing it down, we hear these signals in society like, you better stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. And, especially as women, we're like, you're not allowed to get mad. You better calm down. You better calm down. So, if we're not able to express this emotion and it's building and it's stuck and it's building, it's going to erupt at some point. And it's going to come out like a volcano, and whoever's in your path is going to experience the brunt of that. So, and it's not good. It's not healthy for relationships, and it's not healthy for our nervous system and our bodies. So learning to acknowledge the emotions and let them express really will save you so much time and energy. And let's talk about that. So let me just share with you a few techniques that you can use when it comes to understanding and managing your emotions. So step one is just awareness. Start to become aware when you feel a sensation in your body. So here's a good example that you can relate to. If you're at a party and, somebody comes up to you and they make a comment like in front of somebody that you maybe like have a crush on or, kind of like, you get flushed, right? You start blushing, your cheeks get red. This is a physical reaction. But you might also feel something else, right? You might feel like, ooh, like a flutter in the stomach or, or like a heaviness, like, oh no. So just start to pay attention to these signals and don't try and make them go away. Don't try and like stop them. We want to acknowledge them and just let them express and they just kind of dissipate on their own. So just noticing wherever you are, if you start to feel something, oh, there's a tightness in my chest, oh, my heart is beating a little bit faster, oh, there's like this fluttering in my gut, like an uneasiness, there's this tightness or tension in my back, just whatever it is that you start to notice, just give it your awareness, give it your full attention without trying to analyze it, without trying to make it go away, without trying to label it. We're not trying to make up any stories about it. We're just noticing it. We're just observing it. So if you can start to do that, you're like, oh, okay. So, and even if you're in a space to say it out loud, that's even better because then you're able to process it a little bit better. You could just be like, okay, so there's like this tension in my abdomen and there's like a little bit of like waviness in my like solar plexus area, and then like on the sides of my ribs I'm feeling like some tension, some tightness. So just give it your attention for a little while and just notice if it starts to change. Does the sensation change? Does it get more intense or less intense? Does it move? Just really being with it. And if it moves, you just want to follow it. Just follow it with your awareness. And, if it's starting to get more intense, just try and send it some love or some compassion. Like, thank you for being there. Thank you for showing me this. And oftentimes you'll find that it dissipates pretty quick. Now, the more you do this, the faster, obviously, you'll get at it. The more you'll be able to recognize, like, okay, oh, this means this. This usually happens when I'm experiencing this. If this is shame. This feels like shame or guilt. This feels like fear or dread. This feels like anxiety. This feels like sadness. So there are organ systems attached or associated, I should say, with different emotions. So like sadness and grief tend to be associated with the lungs and the large intestines, and irritability and frustration and anger with the liver and gallbladder and so forth. So it's really like these emotions really are associated with your energy systems in your body and your organ systems and bones and ligaments and blood and like tissues and all of it. They're all connected. Nothing is isolated. So that's a really easy, great technique you can do anywhere, unless you're driving. You can't close your eyes, but leave your eyes open and you can still notice something without trying to stuff it down, without trying to cover it up with, some alcohol or food, without trying to distract yourself. Just give it your attention. All right, technique number 2 is tapping. Tapping is great because you're working with your energy channels, the meridians, because you're tapping on meridian points. And there's also like an aspect of psychology associated with it. But you're also bypassing the mind because you're working directly with the body. So what I like to do, and this is a really great technique, I know that some others teach a variation of this, is just literally tapping through the points while saying out loud exactly what you're feeling. And that's it. So I do like the 9 basic points. So the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the nose, under the mouth, the collarbone, under the arm, like where the lady's bra line would be, like a few inches down from the pit, and the top of the head. And you just tap, slow, not too hard, you're not like a woodpecker, just, slow, gentle taps. And the more you can slow it down a little bit, the more it will help settle your nervous system. But just, tap through the points and just say what you're feeling. Right now I'm feeling really anxious. I'm not sure what's going on, but my chest is feeling so tight. It's just really constricted right now, and my heart is racing. It's like I'm having heart palpitations. I don't know what to do. Something triggered this. I'm not really sure what triggered this, but it feels awful. My heart, my chest, they're so tight. What is going on? What is going on with my heart? Why am I feeling so anxious? So you would just keep tapping. If you get to a point where you're stuck and you don't know what to say, then just pick one thing and repeat, like, I just feel so anxious. I just feel so anxious. I'm feeling so anxious. I'm feeling so anxious. Oh, I'm feeling so anxious. So you could just repeat one thing over and over. I don't even know what to tap about. I just don't know. I don't feel okay. I don't feel okay. Something doesn't feel right. I don't feel okay. It doesn't have, you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to have a script. We're just literally saying what we're experiencing, what we're feeling in the moment. If you're getting really upset and you need to cry, then cry. You can stop tapping and cry. If you are really angry, then stop and yell into a pillow, or punch a pillow or a stuffed animal, or if you have a punching bag that you have access to. Those are all great ways to get that extra energy out, and then go right back to tapping, and then just pick up with what you're feeling. So those are two really easy techniques, but they work really well. And once you start to build this connection with your body, you start to understand your signals and your emotions, they become really valuable tools for you. And you'll notice a big difference in your life. You'll be able to process emotions a lot faster, and you'll just have a better understanding of them, and you'll learn to trust them more so than going into your mind and analyzing what does this mean? Why did he say that? His tone was weird, but he left me these messages. I don't understand. But if you just tune into your gut and you're just oh, this isn't right. He's lying. I can totally tell he's lying. I just need to walk away. It'll save you so much time and frustration in the future. So I hope this was of benefit to you. Give those techniques a try and just notice what it does for you. And I would love, love, love for you to just let me know in the comments below what you think. All right, take care. Be well, everyone.